Hey, do you like Gundam? Do you like watching us watch Gundam? You can go ahead and get double episodes of Gundam over on the Patreon if we get up to 30 Patreons. Go ahead and join and do your part, and you'll go ahead and get double the Gundam. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Seven Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some Gundam Origins. We got a comment here today from High Priest from the episode Artesia Sorrow saying, they originally screened this episode at a big US anime convention upon release, and upon Lucifer's death, the audience burst into laughter, which confused the Japanese staff who worked on the movie and were present. It was later explained to them that it was such an amount of trauma and strife for Seiya to go through in such a short amount of time that Western audience just felt that killing the cat was the most ridiculous cherry on top. They're not wrong. Every single thing went wrong in her life, and then also the cat died. It is definitely the punctuation point on everything, right?
I responded to this comment specifically with, I think I would be upset, right? If I saw that and then everybody around me started laughing. But the meta in my head is like, well, that did happen because Griff is here.
Yes,
and
yes, it is.
I'm pretty sure he was laughing in that moment. It's like, it's a very emotional moment on my side. And I'm like, oh god, this is so fucking sad. Not the cat. And then laughter.
I appreciate and love the sort of ridiculousness of it. And I think it's still a great moment too. It like you, I think it's a great bit of like emotional scene, but it's also and the cat also died.
Well, I mean, it's not out of nowhere. I mean, they're saying it's like a cherry on top, like it was an extra bit. But we've seen that Lucifer was getting weaker, and we're gonna take you to the vet, and it's like, and we saw that her mother was sick and wasn't gonna last much longer as well. So it's not like none of this
Her
shit.
mother died, brother left, and the cat died. Yeah, no, everything's going wrong.
I'm just saying it's not out of nowhere. It's the fact that it all hits at once.
Yeah, exactly. Like if the episode started with Lucifer dying, I'd probably just be like, I remember when my pets died. But instead, it's the ordering of it, right? It becomes like a rule of three kind of deal. Because I think by that point in the episode, it's very clear that new Char is going to go ahead and leave.
What do you mean, new Char?
I mean, let me go ahead and get his actual name. Not Rial. Where is he? There it is. Casval Eduard Char. As you have him listed here on the board.
Well, I mean, I have all of his names listed. Well, you're looking at looking at the board, Griff.
Yeah, I need the name. So
you couldn't remember his name, Eduard Mass. I'm not looking at the board. Well, I brought the board up now that it looks disingenuous for me to say that I'm not looking at it. But casval, oh god, I'm not looking at it. What is his middle name? Casval. Deikun? Am I right?
It's got an R. It's got an R.
Rem? Is he Rem Deikun?
Yes, you got it.
My confusion there was with the ReZero also. Deikun, whatever. And then Eduard Mass, of course. Because that's why Sayla is Sayla Mass.
Right.
Sayla Moon.
So in that case, let's go ahead and go to the board and see how things have been shaping up. So, of course, we have Char's new girlfriend here.
Who? Oh. If you're assuming that, just remember our last conversation is she like a replacement sister? So it's a weird place to go immediately.
It was the most absurd place to go, I suppose. But I mean, like, it seems like the first natural connection he actually has with another person at all, so it works out, Who's new on the board? Oh, right. Minovsky's dead.
Yep, crushed by Iron Cavalry.
Yeah, I think this is...
Let's see, on top of my head. RCX-76, I want to say. It's either RCX or RXC, and I'm just not getting it in here.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at like this line from Dozel all the way across the board to our Jonan Ibrahim Revel, who is the actual Federation commander, I think.
Yep, he gets called out. Gets called out a number of times. I think on stage. Well, I don't think that's a new connection. I think I had that last episode too, because Dozel's on stage and this dude's behind him while he's giving a speech.
Right. The only other person like exactly as far reaching right now is Temaray, who reaches the left and right hand side of your board here.
I don't think distance is a real measure here, given that I'm just trying to figure out how to keep all these people, in the board easy to read.
Yeah, but we've had more deaths occur. We're thinning it out a little bit. And of course, characters who got introduced the same episode also died. But we do have the most important group now, the teenagers.
I mean, not super introduced. They make fun of him in the class for waking up and saying "Welcome home," and then they make fun of Frau on the ride home. So I decided to include them because I assume that they're going to get some more in-depth shit in the next episode or two. We are on the penultimate episode of The Origin.
Frambo's mother is just... Oh, that picture is so depressing. It's just like, oh, why are you going out this time of night?
It was weird that she has a listed voice actor, but her dad doesn't.
Did they not say a line? I think...
No, he said a line. I think he says more lines than Fam does. But it happens silly. Sometimes. It happens with our seed thing, right? Mm-hmm. Rusty talks. Rusty has lines, I think. People react when Rusty dies, but no listed voice actor.
Something comes to mind. Did we see Ramble at all last episode?
Yeah.
What was he up to? What was he? Oh yeah, he was actually a part of the assault group. Okay, I was like trying to make sure I had that in my mind.
I had a hard time trying to confirm that because this dude confused the shit out of me.
Oh, Denim?
Yeah, I think he's in episode 1 in the flashback, the flash forward rather, as part of like this ensemble group. But when they're wearing their helmets, Ramble's little pencil mustache thing kind of can get easily confused to that in those little flash scenes.
Ah, right. So it is kind of funny seeing Ramble is now basically a part of Zeon at this point. Despite having originally been the one to free deikun and everything.
Well, if you recall, he has a stick up his butt about these guys over here.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits. Remember the whole bar fight scenes? Those were Federation officers he's beating the crap out of, not Zeon officers.
It is funny that we've actually gone full circle because guess what? Casval is now hanging out in the same attack squad as him.
Yeah, but it's been so many years, and he's got a fake identity and doesn't want people to know.
Right. He can't reveal it in his char identity. But we didn't see an interaction between the two of them directly, did we?
Not directly.
Yeah.
I mean, over the radio, possibly.
Mm-hmm. I want to see them have a scene together. I want to see what comes of that, I think. That's my hope, I think, for today.
Well, we don't know what it's about other than the title of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Which is today, The Clash at Loum. That'll be fun. Alright, so let's go ahead and quickly go over what happened last time. On the eve of destiny. Following the success of the Dawn Rebellion, Deikun negotiates with Vice Admiral Revel for the complete withdrawal of Federation forces from Side 3 to prevent similar incidents from happening again. After being reprimanded by Deikun for failing to look after Garma, Dazzle sends Char, who motivated Garma into starting the rebellion, to Earth. In response, Char requests to become a mobile suit pilot when he returns. In the Earth city of Manaus, Char lands a job as a mobile worker pilot at Jaburo. During his stay, he meets a young Lala Sune. and rescues her from the men who had been trafficking her. Meanwhile, Tamaray learns of the advancement of Zeon's mobile suit project and of Professor Minovsky's sudden defection to the Federation. However, on his way to Von Braun, Minovsky is killed during the battle between Ramble Raw's mobile suit and the Federation's new but inefficient RCX-76 gun cannon units.
Well, that's a bit wrong. They say
Uh,
Ramble Raw's suit. It's not Ramble Raw. Ramble Raw's in the front trying to save him. It's this dude kills him.
mhm. Following the incident, Tem presents his RX-78 project to Anaheim Electronics as a more effective solution to Xeon's mobile suits. On October 24, UC-0078, the Republic of Xeons transitions into a principality and declares its independence from the Federation, while the Federation proceeds to move its main headquarters to Jaburo. At Side 7, Amuro discovers his father's project and begins to study it. On January 3rd, UC-79, the Principality of Zeon declares war on the Federation, thus marking the start of the 1-year war.
There's spoilers in that. We didn't really hear that much about. I guess maybe that's something
No,
that
they said it. They said it.
That's something that Gop said.
I think the narrator said it.
You don't even know what I'm referring to, Griff.
I must not. I must be on a different wavelength here.
Well, I'm saying they didn't say that, and you never even asked what I'm talking about. You said, no, they did.
I assumed the 1-year war.
No, they said that. I'm talking about moving the Federation headquarters.
Oh, yeah, I guess that must have been a blinking missed line then.
Old Gop refers to, like, the view from here sort of stuff a couple of times. But it never indicated to me that he was talking about moving the Federation headquarters.
Ah, right. And they never mention anything by name, but it is funny that Char also just spent time there incidentally and probably built the headquarters with his construction company friends.
Yeah, that's what people like to consider funny.
It's a silly coincidence that our main antagonist hangs out at the place where his primary enemy is going to be building their headquarters.
Is it a silly coincidence when that character is everywhere important to the 1-year war?
Are you saying he planned it all in advance and knew the headquarters was going to be there and he's planted bombs ahead of time or something?
No, I'm saying that this was made 30 to 40 years after that first thing was written. So it seems like a writer's convenience to just put Char there long after you've already written that thing that happens.
We already have a place for him to be, so we're going to put him there instead of describing a new one.
It'd be like if 20 years ago you wrote an award-winning movie script, and then last month you had to write the backstory for that movie and decided to put all of the characters in the non-important places in the past that become important places later.
I would have to put my primary character into a pod racer and then have him talk about how spinning is a cool trick. I think that's what I'd have to do.
I don't even think that's close, Griff, considering how little pod racing comes into effect in the next 6 movies.
But it was such an institutional sport. It should have taken off. Anyway.
As little as pod racing comes into effect in the next 8 to 9 movies?
Yeah, never mentioned once ever again.
I think their only opportunity would have been to put it into Solo, like, Han's betting on a pod racing game. That at least would have been something.
Oh gosh, yeah. All right, well, before we go ahead and get to pod racing bats, what do you think about what's upcoming? We're about to get to the 1-year war part of the Gundam Zero here.
Well, I've got this whole section called Theta's Thoughts, Griffin.
Then let's go ahead and hear your thoughts about it.
The recap from last episode showed something I only just noticed from the recap and not the original episode it was in. But despite the fact that deikun is constantly referenced to be Zeon's right-hand man, in the poster we get shown on the street about human reformation, it's Jimba literally standing on Zeon's right and no one else.
Favorite child much, I suppose?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe the analogy here is... What is his name? God, Lenin.
You'll figure it out.
No. Lenin had Stalin and Trotsky. Trotsky would have been more Jimba in this analogy, I think.
The guy exiled. Yeah, I feel it.
Literally, Jimba was exiled.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jimba is on the posters with Lenin, or, Zeon, as it were. And who takes over but Stalin, aka deikun.
Funny way to put it. I like it.
It's a mirror match. I'm really going to miss childhood Artesia with her little witch-looking outfits and innocent view of the world. Gotta think at this point that was just for 2 episodes of the origin, and the next... See, I keep writing 500, even though I've done the math, and it's like 200 something plus. For the next 200 plus episodes, if she ever shows up again, it's just gonna be older, more world-weary Sayla. I'm glad we got to see that version of her, but now I'm gonna miss it.
Obviously, we just got to get the witch costume back, right?
Yeah, Halloween DLC.
There you go. That's why I need my anime, the Halloween DLC.
Also, oddly, in last episode's recap, it listed the events of the military academy as having happened in 0074, while my notes from the episode, it took place in have that happening in 0076.
Weird. What's up with that little discrepancy?
Well, going down to my bottom page thing, I don't have anything happening in 0074. I go straight from 0071 to 0076.
Well, that's weird. Maybe they just mixed the numbers up.
Vice Admiral Revel has this angry look on his face when deikun proposes a new relationship with the Federation. And when he says the seizure of Federation equipment as one of the items, I could understand that. But he actually seems to look angrier at the proposition of withdrawal of Federation forces. Maybe it's nothing, but Revel has this been this background character for 2 to 3 episodes that gets poked by a side comment or two when he's in the scene with no lines, and has pretty much let it all wash over him, like he's a cool and collected individual. So it just felt slightly odd that we focused on his face getting flustered when withdrawal was on the table.
It's kind of funny for sure. I guess the context, at least, like, not even considering him, is just the idea that the Federation gives up and doesn't do what it's supposed to be there, which is to hold on to colonial possessions. Obviously doesn't work with the colonialist, right? But as a character, yeah, no, I'm having a hard read on it.
I don't think you can refer to them as colonialist driven.
They own colonies.
That is a fair argument, but I think
owner subject kind of format.
I think
right?
typically when you refer to colonials, though, it's somebody that's taking the land that belongs to somebody else, and in this case, they aren't really. Who formed the colonies? Who did they take them from? Nobody. They belong to Earth. They were made by Earth, right?
Well, I guess it could probably more mirror modern colonialism, where it's like you're not taking over anyone's country or anything, you're just putting them into a terrible, like, one-sided economic relationship, which is kind of more the key facet of it.
That's not even modern colonialism.
That's the specific amount of violence used isn't necessarily the criteria.
That's not even modern colonialism, Griffin. That's how this country was formed. That's 200 years old still.
Yeah, that would also be colonialism.
I don't know. That's not my definition of colonialism, although I understand that the dictionary isn't beholden to my definition of things. It's just very much if I gave you a truck and you ran off with the truck, it'd be like, well, if I let you borrow a truck, rather, and you ran off with the truck and I wanted it back, but you're now defining the truck as yours because you've lived in it for a couple of months, I'd be like, no. I in fact made that truck. I let you borrow the truck. Everything about that truck is mine. You are not independent from me, Griff.
Use Divine's ownership.
I don't think it
See, I
does.
can argue all day.
I don't think it does. Well, neither of us are lawyers either.
Oh gosh, no. What else you got?
I know last time I propositioned that Garma and Degwin had some very cool, some very uncool relationship going on. And I'm not retracting that statement, because
Sure.
that was my first feeling watching that scene in context with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
However, rewatching it all again, there is one more observation I'll add. We never see a zabi mother figure, or reference any thus far. I think if you did the same things Degwin does and were a woman or Garma's mother, they wouldn't seem so odd to me. So if I'm entirely wrong and Degwin just acts more motherly towards Garma than the abrasive father figure he is towards his other kids, then who am I to judge the whole perceived parental role of a single father? The whole I raised these kids as a father, but Garma is different and I'll treat him as his mother would have thing. If that's the case, then I'll take it all back, and I certainly pray that that is the case.
Favorite child is obviously my interpretation, but I'm also like looking back at the concept board and going, do all of their hair colors line up? I think there might be 3 different wives involved here.
Well, you know, hair and eye color can be a recessive gene. It doesn't mean anything.
Right. Unfortunately, Degwin is bald. That doesn't help us out here.
Well,
These
yeah.
3, I think, are a match. This one is kind of an odd one out. These 2 could possibly be related, but that is uncertain because it's an unnatural hair color. We don't know the genetics on that, right?
I don't know, Griff. I'd say Girin, Dozel, and Garma can share a hair color gene.
You think like the purple transitions into gray?
You're seeing a purple. I don't know. I think it's more of a blue. It's a blue hue. And these 2 kind of got a graying or a lighter blue hue thing going on in my eyes.
Right.
It's these 2 that are the weirder colors, or not weirder,
you think
but
these 2 would be related then?
Yeah, like you said, hair and eye color can be recessive. These could be grandparents' hair colors.
So I think red hair is recessive, right?
I don't know. I just know the fact that it can be recessive.
You need like a small R here. So you have R, so that means that there has to be a mother with an R and an X pointing to those 2.
But again, it can be grandparents, parental, or maternal side.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and put like B for blue. And maybe blue is dominant. But then there's like a brown involved here, right? So yeah, no, I think that actually proves that there's at least 2 wives involved here.
I understand where you're coming from, Griff, but I don't agree with your statement here. I'm talking not recessive, and it's like combination of. I just mean that you can inherit your grandparents' hair color or eye colors and shit like that. You're only
come
accounting.
back next time for my Punnett Square presentation, I think.
Look, Griff, the people are here for it. If you want to go into why this is impossible, if you break,
I need to do my research first, and I'll make it all original research. I'm not going to cheat on this one. It's fun.
I think it would be awesome. I would sit here, listen to it, because if you broke the case for Degwin's infidelity 50 years into the show, I think that would be fucking amazing. But again, it's also
like entirely Degwin's personality too, right? It's like, I'm gonna have like 3 of them. I don't care.
Well, I mean, it's also our first time touching the show, so if you get to this and we find out later that someone's trying to blackmail Degwin for, infidelity or some shit, and we've cracked the case 5 episodes into the origin.
If I see 4 kids, each with a different hair color, I don't think I need to make much of a case, at least.
I think you do.
I'm in that universe, I'm going, yeah, no, something's off here.
I still think you do, because I still think that can be explained.
Mm-hmm. Alright, what else you got?
I kept saying that it was an odd choice for Char to choose to muster out, given his plans and all. I appear to have missed the line when Dozel tells him that he's the scapegoat for the entire Dawn Rebellion. As Dozle says, anyone could guess that he talked Garma into it. So it wasn't a part of the plan, but one of Char's many just going with it situations.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess, like, on that line, going to Earth is a way of dodging responsibility, then.
Well, the same way
And
that
suspicion.
Degman says we're going to blame Dozle for this, Dozle then moves shifts the blame down and gets Char kicked out of the academy.
Ah, no, that's a perfect illustration of hierarchies at play. I love it. It's someone else's fault. It is his fault, but it's someone else's fault.
This might be considered cheating, but I just had to look, considering our discussion last episode, over whether Dozle's good guy status is being marred by him being a groomer when it comes to Xena. Dozle was born 0051, Xena was born 0056. That means with his proposal taking place in 0076, that he is 25 and she is 20. Everything's fine. Still in the safety zone, even considering Japan's age of majority laws. Dozle isn't a groomer. He's just a super awkward giant teddy bear of a man.
That is the most accurate description I could imagine for him. So, yes. Congratulations, we cracked the case, then.
Well, I just mean that there's a 5-year difference between the two, and she is 20 and above. So, they are both consenting adults to the eyes of modern law, or American law, which is where we're standing.
Alright, I think it's all good, then.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a groomer. He appears to be much older than he actually is. He has the look of a 50-year-old general from World War II. Happens
the wrinkles,
to just be
the scars. It's all adding up for him.
Happens to just be 25 years old.
He's got to turn into his father. He's the one most likely to look like that in his old age.
His dad doesn't get out of a chair.
Dozle I know, he's gonna be down. Just like that in the end. He's gonna have ex-jock body, you know?
Something I don't exactly follow is if Layla is a new type and was predicting the future to help Gambler with his bets. When they change dealers and the house starts cheating, how does that make her unable to see the winning number? I can only guess that she doesn't actually see glimpses of the future, because if she did, she'd see where the ball goes no matter what, no matter how much interference there is. I'd have to guess that her power is more along the lines of seeing the probability of things. She can see where the ball should end up, not where it will end up, that sort of thing.
I got a different addition to your perspective here. Her line during that scene was, they were bad at their job. They didn't send in a good gambler or a good cheater. They sent in someone who couldn't do it properly. And I'm going to go ahead and say the people who manage through the red wheels totally know how to do it so that they can get the number they want. That is the entire intention of trying to have them there and training them. So putting in the person who doesn't know what they're doing, even if you read their mind about what they want to do, it's not going to happen because they're terrible at it.
You didn't really explain the thing until you inserted that last line in your last sentence, Griff.
Sorry. I guess I was roundabout. I was laying the groundwork.
I was trying to explain their power set, and you're like, well, here's a thing. And then at the end of the paragraph, you said telepathy. And it's like, you didn't say anything about telepathy until then.
My bad. But no, my assumption is telepathy. That's what I'm writing on, and it makes her complaint make sense the most.
I don't think that works either, though, because telepathy isn't the power you want to cheat at roulette.
It'd be like saying, Theta, what's the top card of my Yu-Gi-Oh deck here? And it's just like, I don't know either.
That's what I'm saying.
You can read my mind. It doesn't matter.
That's not the way you would want to cheat that way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because she's doing the thing when the ball's already in motion. That's why I said maybe she has a read on probability. That if she's reading where the ball should go, then she can guess that. But then they send in the new person, and that person, if they're clearly cheating, is affecting where the ball should go. They're making it go where they want, instead of where the ball would have gone. Because otherwise,
Right.
she's not just getting future sight, because then it doesn't matter how much they cheat. You'd still see where the ball went.
The correct answer, by the way, is Paladin of White Dragon. What else you got?
Well, for one, I'm going to set down a rule that if you ever pull a card again, you're going to have to read the entire fucking card. So maybe either get a Pokemon card or not a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
There are 5 paragraphs on that specific one.
I
So
know.
yeah.
I know, that's why I'm laying out the rule.
Or
I
I
know.
could end up with 2 words. Who knows?
Oh, put in
Thanks,
this, put in the same font and size as the 5 paragraph. Because Yu-Gi-Oh is shit at card making.
Oh gosh. All right. What else?
As an aside, I appreciate the connection formed between Layla and Char in that one moment of my family would be better off with the money than with me. Just feels like Char has to be thinking that he's taken care of something that Sayla would be better off with having done than having her brother around. So common ground, even if unexpressed.
Yeah, that's a funny little parallel, I think. It probably also just enhances the reason why he wants to bring her along, too.
So you remember that conversation we had yesterday in Seed about that conversation that we had here today?
No, I don't remember that at all as instructed.
Good.
So this is the future, and now we have the future conversation.
Yes, this is the conversation we'll refer to later. Or we will have referred to earlier about having in the past, which we're having now, though.
Right, so now that we're closing the time loop, what do you got?
I've mocked how ineffective guns are across Gundam series, but I think this is the first time on screen I've heard them say the caliber of the weapon being used. Specifically in the testing for MS-04, they mentioned that the gun in the mobile suit's hand fires 100mm rounds, and compares that to a tank cannon.
Mm-hmm.
In the real world, 105 to 120mm are the common NATO shell sizes for tank rounds. So we're looking at comparable numbers. So I guess if needed to know the equivalency in damage resistance to anything getting hit by a mobile suit's gun, it's the same as getting shot by a tank. Just for the sake of knowing, I slowed the playback of the scene showing the gun being fired to 0.25 times speed, so that I could count its rate of fire. At 8 shots a second, that clocks at 480 rounds a minute. We only see it firing for a total of about 9 seconds, and have no idea what the clip size of the gun is. But that is still a super impressive feat, especially when you consider that the rate of fire of an equivalent modern tank is a theoretical 20 rounds a minute, tested at 3-second load time. So just 24 times better than reality, and certainly better than the gun tanks we've already seen, which appear to have a slower reload than reality.
Right, they are the mobile suits that we have here are each like literally an individual tank battalion to themselves, and then they take those shots to the face too, right?
Well, that's why I pointed out in Seed that it seemed like they were being threatened by Vulcan cannon, which is what did I say? Tomorrow or yesterday. 20mm at 6,000 RPM, I believe.
Yeah. And of course we saw like it's unaffected over there, so it's like, okay, so at least that's consistent, right?
I don't know. We only saw it used against the Gundam, right? We didn't get to see against the Zaku knockoffs.
Suppose we'll go ahead and see that in the future there, but there is a little bit of absurdism going on, especially with the rate of fire and the sizes of things and the shots that they take. But I mean, they're building up like this is the rules of the universe a little bit here. They can take those shots. They do fire these things. At least, we have an idea of what to expect now.
I don't know that it's absurdism. It's not terribly off kilter for who knows how many years in the future it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weapons development.
Do we know that? How many years in the future this is supposed to be?
No.
We figured that out for other series recently, not this one, I don't
Well,
think.
because we had a point of reference that was set in a show,
Right.
so we could then just backtrack our time scale versus this one, which just is always universal century. So,
If only we could have it like Gundam 00, where they just point out
oh
the
no, we
Irish
did.
unification of 2024 or something, you know?
Well, I mean, I think we did in an earlier episode. We tried to make a guess at it because I did some math based on the generations that they listed. I think specifically, what is her name on the board? Rose Lucia says something about them being like the second generation of Loum or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which would indicate that if you go back a generation, that they would have been settled on that colony in like UC05, UC08, or something like that. I believe I said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know where that comes from to a what the year currently would be, like AD, but at least that gives us a time scale of human settlement or colonization.
Yeah, yeah. So we're within at least a few hundred, I suppose. Then that's
Well,
fair.
we have no idea what
We have a
UC.
ballpark.
Well, we don't know what year UC 0 starts at, right?
Yeah.
UC 0 could be the year 3000, it could be the year 2000, and it's backdated. Because remember, this was written in the 70s.
The distant future of the year 2001.
They did that kind of stuff back then. Remember Mega Man X?
Oh yeah.
Mega Man, sorry, not Mega Man X. Mega Man started as 2000X.
Mhm.
Literally anywhere between the year 2000 and 2009 was Mega Man in the Reploid future.
I could have had my arm blaster by now. Instead, we have AI that doesn't work.
Well, then future Mega Mans were 20XX. And then Mega Man X is 20XXX. Not 20XX, it's 2XXX, sorry.
That's one way to advance a story. And then it's just like, all right, the next one we're going to do XXXX. It could be any year. We don't care anymore.
Well, it's better than just putting a number down and being wrong.
Yeah.
Did you see Jaws 17 the other day when you're flying DeLorean and, you know?
Gosh, we could have been in the universe where the Jaws franchise is the multimedia, like, super movie, right? Instead of the Marvel stuff.
To be fair, there's no reason why not. You remember Jaws 2? He goes for revenge. Or the family member of Jaws goes for revenge and tracks the dude up and down the East Coast. And then at Jaws 3, he goes after a theme park.
Yeah, honestly, if we hit a Jaws 17, it would literally be like anthropomorphic sharks stepping out of the ocean with laser beams or something, you know?
There is a universe where Deep Blue Sea wasn't its own movie, but was the multiverse opener for a Jaws, thing. Where we've made a world of Jawses.
Nick Fury steps up to a lonely fisher in a bar. It's like, have you heard of the Avengers Initiative? Oh, gosh. All right.
Not super important. Just felt like making a note that Haru can jump upstairs. Seems a bit comedic, but also implies that there's a lot going on inside of it.
Yeah, that's a whole mechanism. Like, to actually, like, do a jump, you would need, like, Normally, I would think, like, if I were to make it, you'd have, like, a piston foot. You would go ahead and have it, like, pop out and push it forward and upwards. Instead, it has, like, an internal motor that probably more resembles, like, a rumble pack then. A very violent rumble pack.
Well, Griff, if you remember the scene at all, Haru deforms its entire body, because that's why I said comedic. It's like a fucking cartoon. It deforms its body and leaps up. It gets thinner, then lands and smooshes.
They're not robots. They're actually just slimes in disguise. We figured it out.
Well, I mean, it could have like an elastic type body. It's the problem that we've seen Haru also get kicked across the room, and it didn't deform at all.
So I'm just going to propose to the air Gundam X Dragon Quest, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Unless that has one of those, I can't think of what it's called. It's like a spinny little thing. It's got a weight on one end.
Flywheel? Gyroscope?
Like, I guess gyroscope be more like it, in that it can spin up, accelerate to one side, and stop, and would just the
Hmm.
weight of it would just throw it up, and it's built around some sort of elastic gyroscope. We don't know what's going on the inside.
Maybe. Maybe. I guess for right now it's a mystery. I 100% bet that there's like some sort of like picture of just here's the inner working of the Haru, and they just like have a 1 page spread of that somewhere.
Oh yeah, but we also saw it in the show because Amuro
Hmm.
was looking at it. Because remember, he's supposed
Yeah.
to have invented the thing, despite him seeing the fact him carrying a box labeled with it as a kid.
Maybe he made his own packaging too.
Could be. So we have the original 2 mobile suit designs pioneered by Dozel's crew at the Black Site Banchi, whatever you call them.
Uh-huh.
Then we get the MS-03 and MS-04, assumedly worked up by Dozel/Ivanovsky and crew at Zeonic. The next suit is by Anaheim, which is the RCX-76. I had it right.
Hmm.
And the Anaheim plant manager hinted that the Zeonic will be coming out with a lower spec MS-05, which is developed by which is developed post Manovsky defection. Then TEM is still developing the RX-78, which we know will be the Gundam. That's our current timeline of mobile suit development.
Right, and this is all going to pick up at the start of the original series, where we're going to have, of course, the 76 pop up, and Armor is going to hop into it, and that's where the whole conflict starts.
Well, assumedly.
Assumedly.
I'm kind of thinking that maybe we're going to get some sort of overlap here. That the origin is going to take us a little bit past the start of Gundam, and then we're going to start Gundam and get what the 76 version saw it as.
Yeah.
Interesting tidbit, but the site I normally get all of the headshots of characters for the concept board only listed the character of Granada Mare as just that. It wasn't until the newspaper appears on the screen for all of 2 seconds that I got his name as Smokey Wilson. More interesting of note is the fact that the newspaper article, despite being on screen for only 2 seconds,
Yeah.
goes over the fact that he was a liberal politician supporting cooperation with the Earth Federation government, and the possibility that after his death, the city might lean towards more towards the colonies. The truck that hits his vehicle also was also manned, and that driver also died in the collision. 4 dead on site. Smokey died in the hospital later that day. Again, this is all in the newspaper. That was 2 seconds on screen. It goes even goes so far as to state that the police didn't find skid marks on the from the truck that was going the wrong way, implying that it had never attempted to stop.
So the newspaper here basically lays bare the entire scene and like everything that you should have picked up on. So if you didn't pick up on it, pause, read the newspaper, and there you go.
Yeah, it's so much in depth. I mean, they even have pictures of the 4 other guys that died.
Oh, that's just fun detail right there. That's good.
But yeah, that's why.
That's why what? Oh.
That's why that guy there is on the board. Sorry, my concept board also fucked up, so I was trying to deal with that mentally, and I didn't pick up that I wasn't holding my push to talk. This guy right here, Smokey Wilson. That's why he's listed amongst the dead for Cassilia, because she got him killed.
Big dead.
I know one of the many things that comes up with the canonness of the origin is the fact that Amuro is supposed to have developed the Haru. And the first time we see it, he's carrying it around in a box, like it's a mass-produced thing. Last episode, however, when he's in his room, we can see him studying a screen showing Haru schematics. I don't know what the origin manga states, but it could be read that the Haru here could just as well be something that Amuro is working on, and that
Hmm.
he spends his time alone time refining the design. Otherwise, I have no idea why he'd be studying the schematics alone in his room.
I guess maybe we're supposed to just imply that Amuro is smart and knows technology, and this is why he can like look at the Gundam stuff later on and understands it because he's already been doing all the mechanical tinkering.
Yeah, you remember when Anakin built C-3PO and then went on to develop the Death Star?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what everyone thought for a while.
I feel bad for Fraw. She's putting in all this effort to help Amuro when his dad is gone, and Amuro is just a fucking mess. He doesn't clean up. He doesn't get dressed. I'd almost say he's like me for real, but at least, I can cook if I need to.
You don't leave garbage bags of everything around your living space.
Basically, she's putting everything into this, and he gives nothing back until she has a breakdown in front of him. I know I'm bad with social interactions and reading people, so thankfully they also added the Haru to tell us that Fra is nice, and that even Haru likes her. To which, of course, Amuro threatens to kill him for that. At least Char saved his sister 3 times before abandoning her. Amuro did nothing but slack off until someone broke down crying in front of him.
Yeah, I think we talked a bit about it before. How casval is not always perfectly expressive about the way he feels about other people, but it's very clear he cares about his sister. Amuro hasn't really expressed a whole lot, and even has expressed consternation at the idea. Um, we've had like all of like maybe 10 minutes of those two hanging out, unfortunately. So we haven't been perfectly sold on like their relationship was a good one before it started breaking down, right? We only
Which
get
people
told
are you talking about?
Amuro and Fram.
Because you kind of started with Char and his sister, and then you moved on to.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Again,
trying to compare the two groups here.
once again, Haru tells us that Fra is a good person.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, obviously she is, but Amuro is.
Well, I think that's going to be the problematic shift here, is that we have been with Char for so long now.
Yeah.
But we know Amuro is the hero of the story, so Amuro, the piece of shit that we're slowly being pivoted towards, is now
Is he
going
the
to be the
hero? I mean,
focus.
Char has a lot of good points, really. You see.
I'm saying that we're being pivoted towards a show that focuses on him instead of Char.
Yeah, so I wonder how are we going to deal with that in the origin? Are we going to get like a longer Amuro episode?
We only have 1 episode left after this one.
Well, I guess let's just go ahead and see what we get then. So, for right now, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below in the description. You'll see a Discord link. I stumble over my words sometimes. Click it. Just click it, please. Look at that lovely mascot.
All I need to do is get like a green basketball and then just like paint a couple eyes on it. I have several opinions on that, actually.
Remember, he didn't want to fight. He told Gurren to stop it.
He fights because he's drunk.
No, because he hates the Federation, I think. Yeah, Rambo's whole thing has become kind of weird.
なぜ戦いを続けるのか。
僕はジオンズム大君の子だ。大きくなってすぐにまたデギンやあなたたちを従えるんだ。
さようなら。
I didn't remember him calling out Degwin.
僕はキャスバルじゃない。シャーアズナブルだ。月のトワイライトか。
It'll never sell.
But just think about it. Vampires could be in the dark side of the moon as long as they won.
この男の死から始まった。
But werewolves on the moon?
Oh, they'd be infinitely powerful then, right?
指導者ジオンズム大君。お父様は殺されたのですぞ。ザビ家の連中に。これからの政局は熾烈な殺し合いだ。
I appreciate in that scene, Jimbo was wearing a pin. You know, the Zeon pin. Considering what it goes on to stand for.
Oh gosh, yeah.
混沌とした時代の中、月の彼方に位置する。
Say, if there's a scene of people firing guns into the air on the colony, that's the scene where the poster shows up. Nope. Skipping
We're
over.
getting the whole history.
Yeah, we're skipping over some bits. See, the gun tank fires like 2 shots. A minute, man?
Yeah, meanwhile, versus 480, a little bit of an advancement, right?
Oh yeah, by the way, Griff.
Yeah.
Seek Zeon.
Damn.
Oh, we can try this for as long as we can, though, right? Say maybe like, I don't know, a year?
You're more optimistic about their revolution than any that I've pitched. How come you're never down to overthrow the state with me?
Are we gonna go back to Sayla now?
Oh yeah, we might, we might.
Oh, he's just off screen a little bit, Lucifer. Kind of thought Haman would be a lot more involved in the story. She was really important, and then she wasn't.
I guess she'll be back whenever we need more spy action, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, she'd be 30 years older. Yeah, I was loving he slips on the banana peel right there at the end of that.
He becomes an Avenger, oh man. I didn't know it was that kind of movie.
I mean, technically he is. Look at that anger. Gallop. It's the Iron Cavalry.
It's the whole fight from last time.
I know it sounds like I'm just saying what I see, but repeating it out loud makes me remember a little bit better.
I believe the line was, where ours are over budget.
Oh yeah, because they have to produce MS-05. which is substandard apparently to the MSO4.
Oh, that's just such a good tackle still.
知っておかれるとおり、ジオンにはもうこれくらいの力があるのです。父デギンがこう
She looked so much better when she was younger. I mean, just the hair alone.
I think it's the disguise that's doing it, honestly.
No, I don't like her current hairstyle when she's being herself too. It's the weird haircut thing that I really like. Also, Zeon.
僕とお母様やみんなの敵だ。
I don't know. I guess everybody just looked better when they were younger.
That's generally true.
Well, I mean, we got like Little Witch Sayla and Devil Haircut Kycelia, Non-Scarred Dozel.
本当に死んでしまったの。
さまざまな人々の正義と正義がぶつかり合う時、新たな戦い
And other people were alive when they were younger.
The Flash.
I don't know, maybe it is telepathy. Because how else does she tell him that it's coming from behind? But telepathy, right?
I know how other shows like portray the Flash and everything and being a new type. We want to see how the original does it here. More, less powerful?
Also imagine all those people just got shot in the face with tank cannon rounds. One hell of a recap, though.
Oh, yeah.
人類史上最悪の戦いが始まる。
Biggest? Sure. Worst? We'll see.
I mean, they got a lot of room to improve, right? I mean, it's gonna. I think if it's the biggest, it's gonna be the worst.
Is the war better or worse?
Oh, is this the date of? No, never mind. 24th is where we go to the fleet action at the start of the first episode.
Yeah, it seems like we're building up to that for this one.
Yeah, this is just where we declared.
No, our conspicuously designed battleships.
Right, and then they go to attack Von Braun.
Oh, hey, Dalton's in charge of that one.
Yeah, we know that. Again, that's episode 1 stuff. Yep, there we go, Von Braun, like I said. Good to know we still have strike craft and mobile suits.
I mean, it makes sense. Just make a small, fast thing.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be impossible to shoot down a strike craft. Especially with tank shells.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got that in my notes too, because they sided with the Federation.
It's not our fault we're killing them, it's their fault. They did this.
No, I wrote it down in my notes, but it's in my timeline events thing, so I didn't mention it. And the news in the background of Amuro scenes. Rhea, Side 6, declared neutrality, and Hate, Side 2, sided with the Federation.
Mm-hmm.
隊長、ラル中佐殿。敵の抵抗はほぼ排除しました。
We also blown a hole in the side.
愚かなハッテ指導部を我々に敵対させた連邦こそが真の敵なのである。
Ooh, love the shot. Seeing the interior there.
I mean, I'd be terrified to live inside of it. So I could be able to see outside, too.
It's the world's most expensive window, that's for sure. Sacrifice 25% of the
Griff.
station.
Xingxia.
Oh, there's even more.
Yeah, because you're basically like living in a tin can in space. It's got to be super easy to...
Whose responsibility was the fence, Theta? Sorry, I love bringing that up.
I mean, I honestly don't know how these things survive micrometeorites.
Phase shift armor.
That's a different show.
Gundanium.
That hasn't been invented yet.
Nanolaminate armor.
I don't know if that's this show or not.
Solar particles.
Doesn't mean anything.
I like that they have to put a big under construction sign up there just so that you know.
Who's left to call for aid? We've got giant holes to space. I'm sorry, my bully is calling me out? What's going on? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nope, Armo's gonna go
Oh
step
god,
outside
I'm gonna
the door.
have to go back. There was a book sitting right next to the Haru that seemed like how to program a Haru.
Haru's been reading how to self-modify.
Wait, are you just piecing this together? It's been 2
No,
years.
he already did. We're flashing back to it.
Yeah, the way he squinted, like, oh wait, maybe he is. Like 2 years you've been studying this shit.
No, alright, he's mean-spirited, but he's still recruiting people to go on his shenanigans, I guess. Yeah, you won't ever become your own person listening to other people, so do as I say.
I'm sorry, in your space colony, are you using diesel?
Yup.
That seems like... I don't think you're gonna keep balance with your ecosystem. Your very closed ecosystem.
You know, it can handle a little carbon dioxide, you know? Never mind the cost of sending diesel fuel to space.
Oh, these people on the back are dead. It very much looks like he's about to jump.
This is how teenagers die, everyone.
I guess it worked in Footloose.
That's already death right there. That was at least 2 stories, right?
Oh, I thought one of the tires exploded. Said every colonist in history.
Gonna bulldoze the colony wall. Oh.
No, the whole... That's right, this place is gonna be for us to live someday, so we're just gonna take a peek.
they should definitely all be dead right now.
I think they're being protected by the thing that was elevated. By the
There's no
way,
way
in
they
case
expect
you
anyone to be alive in there.
didn't
Oh,
get
no.
the hint, we're not fucking around.
On one hand, a little uncalled for.
Deserved. What are you talking
The
about?
other hand, deserved, right?
隊長うんおい貴様いや君
Can't go too far with this one. Tim might not work for us anymore.
そうですけどねえそういうことは早く言ってくれなくちゃいかんさあさあこんな連中と付き合ったりせずに早くお家に帰りなさい
We'll execute them without you.
このクソガキどもがふざけた真似しよってぶっ殺されたのか顔を返しまれ
To be
the
fair, though,
favoritism.
once again, deserved.
大変好ましくない出来事がありました。このクラスの何人かが工事車両を盗み、開発区へ入ろう
Do
とした
remember
の
to
で
be
す。
quiet, though.
幸い彼らは釈放されましたが、いつでもこのように処置されるとは限りません。ご存知の通り、ジオン公国と地球連邦が戦争を始めました。この非常時にくれぐれも危険なことはしないように、特に開発区には決して近づかないでください。わかりましたね。
What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Die.
Even if it wasn't what we knew it was, which is, of course, where the Federation's hanging out, it was still the dumbest idea ever, and he still deserved at least some punishment.
That's just Kai looking over at Amuro, well pissed off. It's like, God,
Uh.
you've been beaten to shit, man. What are you gonna do?
来たか艦隊戦の初戦は完勝だレビルの花を明かしてやったぞなんだしけたか
Remember, Dozel is 25 years old.
願わくばそっちの
Check out those receding hairline dips that he's got going on.
戦力なぞ取るに足らぬものです戦線する必要すらなかった言うなそれをアイランドイフィッシュですなその気になれば半日で落とせるものを無傷で残せとの命令ですがそれよ貴様を呼んだようはギレン総帥は頭がいいから妙案を考えた戦争を我が軍勝利のうちに早く終わらせる案だ
That sounds like a plan that'll definitely succeed.
コロニーを落とす
Wow, we're already going to colony drop?
Hell yeah! I don't think we've gotten one of those on our series so far, have we?
I mean, I think everybody knows colony drop comes from Gundam, but I just thought it was like a late Gundam thing. Not here in the prequel. Did we start off with Zeon already doing a colony drop?
Here we go. Earn the title Worst War in Human History. Let's go.
待てもっと言わせろよく見ろこれをコロニーに外部エンジンを取り付け軌道から外し地球の低軌道まで運び連邦軍司令部ジャブローに落とすわかるな
It's not a bad plan.
It's only a war crime, or 10,000.
Is it? Was it a war crime when we bombed,
They're
Japan?
sending a bunch of innocent civilians to their death.
No, they said they would kill them first, didn't they? That would be the war crime, not bombing a military headquarters.
悪魔だとお前は悪魔ではないのか果って市民1億の血にまみれた貴様だってもう立派に悪魔の片割れだ
100 million? That many people on that?
The giant colonies, we saw it from the inside.
価値あるものに変えるのは
Oh, so they've already killed them, so they don't even have to. That step's already
Oh,
done.
what a logic. All he does is injure himself.
戦争はジオンズム大君の命ずる戦争とは思えん。俺は降ろさせてもらう。待て。またか。貴様を2階級特進させたのはこの俺だぞ。
Double bump promotion.
待て。止まれ。またか。
Man, those spacesuits really make her walk real stiff, huh?
I was gonna say, it looks like he has to shit his pants, but really taken away from the badassness of just walking away from Dozel.
Love the guy who the instant he gets a gun is like, oh, my first instinct, fire wildly for fun.
どこに行くんだ？シェルターに避難するの。あなたは？ドッキングベイの警備。
What do you, what?
God damn, kid, you were real confident about that one.
一緒に避難。
Yeah, you would have been run over by every car behind him.
そうはいかないけど、見送るよ。
More people to keep track of for the board.
ねえ、他のバンチみんなやられちゃったんだろうか。
多分でもここは大丈夫だ。
どうして？
ここは首都番地だしシェルターも十分あるから。ファンリー信じ
Not if they colony drop you, though.
に来てくれるよ。
そうかな。だといいけど。
It really feels like these places have a we're too big to fail mentality, right? They couldn't get rid of us all.
Window cleaner mobile suits. Heat resistant, okay.
Okay, you don't want a thing breaking up when the moment it hits the atmosphere.
ジオンの奴ら何やってるんだろう。外が見えない。
Again, there's no way I'd feel safe with giant windows.
来るなら早く来ればいいのに。
You idiot. Okay, I thought he was about to
I
shoot.
thought he was about to fire too, yeah.
I'm just saying, knowing any moment Zeon could just open fire on the windows, we'd be dead.
いいんだ。
Oh, we're gonna follow these two to their death. Oh, it was already on the wall, now it's just super clear.
出るの？
出るさ。ギターより簡単さ。
I guess I'm
I'm not
slightly
like that guy who
confused
fired
because
him
when they
either.
showed the other thing, they were showing Hate going, even though we were looking at this place, so I thought they were going to use Hate as a colony drop.
ダメだよ。ヤシマカンパニーの教習所は4月開校だから。
変なの。
Oh, and we know them. We met the dad and the little girl
こ
before.
の4月は最高なんだ。桜が咲いて。
桜？
僕も見たことないけど。それ
Oh, you're going to the field.
知るんだ。
You
It's going to be full of 86ers, but you're going to be there too.
ちょっぴりだけど日本人の血が流れてるんだ。勇気って名前も日本語なんだってさ。
勇気、雪。
違うよ。雪はスノー。勇気は。
I don't know, these two give me the feel of people we're going to see later.
でも雪は好きだ。
Tell us more about your hopes and dreams before they perish in the atmosphere.
一度行ってみたい。
行こうよ。
Griff, it's fine. He's a day away from retirement.
一緒に？
そう。
And clearly they're getting married.
They're
It's
definitely
gonna be
going to go
fine.
together, this is very true.
It's gonna be fine, Griff.
This is still cute, they are a nice couple, but oh no, they are gonna die. They're so dead.
At some point, the number of death flags you start throwing out starts countering each other.
Maybe they will live.
Largely eliminated. We're not even killing everybody, just enough to enact our plan.
They're not even bothering to go inside, they don't care.
ここにいてね。
I hope we don't get like a T2 moment, right? We just watch them get incinerated and the heat
Stay-
entry.
Stay right here, that's where his body's gonna be, you know?
No, it's gonna be scattered across the earth if they do a colony drop. I can't believe we're doing a collie drop already. I thought this was like halfway through the series or something.
Oh, I'm dreading it. They're literally like building it up perfectly, like how one, this is already going to be horrible, and two, how little anyone's going to be able to do anything about it.
Because I mean, it's got to be the largest weapon in human history if you think about it, right? Like,
No, not the dogs.
God, why do we keep doing this shit? Oh, we must be running out of
okay,
air. They're sucking the air out, right? That or this thing's full of holes. They blow holes in it. Or they're using all the oxygen as fuel.
Probably.
But yeah, no, again, a colony drop has to be the largest weapon in human history, right? The size of these things being dropped from orbit has to be like an asteroid impact.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You were commenting before about how it couldn't be the worst thing in human history, but think about it.
How come they're dead first?
Altitude? Maybe they're not dead, maybe they just passed out first. Because if it's oxygen deprivation, you'd all be passing out before you died. But like it's like the Zeon commander said, right? You wouldn't want to watch the Earth flying up at you. So it's probably for the best.
Everyone in there's gonna be dead too.
Oh, the sight that your struggle is already for nothing. And of course the kids too.
Yeah, oh gosh.
This is the knife twist to let you know.
The slow, quiet dwelling on this death, yeah.
No, the knife twist to let you know how evil Zeon is in this situation.
And remember, this is being done by Dozel, arguably the nicest of them.
地球連邦軍司令部ジャブローを地下に抱く南米ギアナ高地だった。
Well, can the fleet stop it?
It's not gonna stop the mass, that's for sure.
破壊を試みるが果たせなかった。1月15日。
5 days later.
地球の低軌道に到達。
Oh, we get like the full HD version of it here too.
Coffin that this place is already.
Yeah, there was no way that wasn't gonna break up on entry.
同月16日、3つに割れたそれぞれが大気圏に突入した。
Damn. Well, at least one of them's just in the middle of the ocean, but... Oh no, Sydney, Australia. Yeah, no. They completely missed their target everywhere.
アイランドイフィッシュの落下は地球に大被害を与えた。
米部分が直撃したオーストラリア南部は壊滅し、さらにカナダ南西部を襲った巨大な陸地部分はアメリカのほぼ全域に破片の雨を降らせ、太平洋に落下
No, Detroit looks pretty good there.
東アジアに大地震と津波をもたらした。地球の近くと大気は引き裂かれた。この大惨事
It wouldn't be a disaster without a crying kid.
あまりにも膨大であるためにしばらく把握されなかったが、やがてそれは疫病の流行や餓死などの二次被害を合わせて世界全人口の約半数にも及ぶという事実が。
Damn. All right.
So is it to your liking yet, Griff? Is it the worst yet for you?
I think we've hit it. This is literally the worst it could possibly be, right? You can't make it any worse.
It has been 13 days since the declaration of war, Griff, and half of the Earth's population is dead.
Dead in a single, absolutely cruelest action possible. Yeah.
ただハッテの場合と違うのは、彼らにはすでに連邦の強力な支援が約束されているということです。現在ミランダに向かいつつあるティアンム艦隊は連邦宇宙軍最強です。これによってルームの世論は大いに変化しました。
Yeah, 8 days from now is where we see Dozel losing the fleet engagement.
ルームもまた相当されなければなりません。この聖戦に勝利せんとするならば、ルームこそ最も重要なキーストーンになります。
何十億人も殺して、それでもまだお前は犠牲が足りないというのか。
何人殺したか、いいな。何人が死んだかという問題ではありません。
Going for the passive language.
ジャブローがなお存在し、連邦側が交戦の意思を明確に示している以上、
それは我が方の計画の失敗によるものだ。そうだな。
ブリティッシュ作戦の責任者は無論厳重に処罰し、統括者は十分な償いをさせます。
Operation British. Did I miss something?
この計画の立案者だ。
That's just the name of their drop.
ことを言っているのだ、ギレン。
勝利者にさえなればいいのです。戦争犯罪者として訴追されることをお望みでないならば、戦争に勝つための最善の指導をしている私をご信頼なさるべきです。
部屋に戻る。
He got up.
ガルマ、肩を貸しなさい。
はい。
やれやれ、年を取られたな、父上も。
Remember, our good guy Dozel took part in it, but he is easily swayed by people.
おお、見ればいい子で待っていたが、よしよしよし、会いたかったぞ。
And
And
Xena
then, of
grew up
course, right
quick,
from the
huh?
war crime, right to this.
目が覚めたか。パパだパパだ、お父さんだぞ。お前のお父さんだ。
よしよし、怖かったの。いけないお父さんね。
眠った。
He's just a big child listening to everybody around him, that's all.
Yeah.
ママはよく遊んで疲れていますから。
かわいい。一人のミネバでさえこんなにかわいいのに、俺は。
It's the guilt.
何億人ものミネバを殺したんだ。
Oh.
It's good guy Dozel just doing what he's told, though.
Oh, it's good though.
見て泣いた。俺の顔は恐ろしいか。俺は悪魔顔にの顔をしているか。そうだろうな。
そんなことありま
It's so funny just to see him like this. This is great.
そうなのか。 本当にそうか。ならいいが。
Well, you remember episode 1, he was trying to not kill children then, too.
Mm-hmm.
この家にいた頃は皆仲が良かった。さすろ兄もいた。ガルマも小さくて可愛かった。ガルマは今も可愛いが。
I wish y'all just quit saying that.
ゼナ俺はお前にザビ家に嫁いできたことを後悔させぬつもりだ。俺とお前で新しいザビ家の歴史を作ろう。たくさん子供を産んでくれ。ミネバの弟も妹も良い子供たちをたくさん。
Coming on a little strong today.
I mean, this is how we proposed to her, though, so...
お前とミネバに手を出す奴は誰であろうと俺が許さん。そうか、これが戦いの真実だ。愛する者がおればこそ人は戦わねばならぬ。
There we go, the classic anime line. I fight for my friends.
だからいけないんだ。奴らは奴らのミネバを守りきれなかった。無様と言うべきだ。
Oh, way to get rid of your guilt there. It's their fault.
潰してやる。俺のミネバとゼナには指一本触れさせん。
Or my Butterfinger. Need soundproof walls, which you need.
ごめんなさいね。お父様はお声が大きいから。
You know, this does harken back to episode 1. You know who else loved to shout? Zeon himself.
Yeah. That's what we're learning. All the good characters are the ones who shout.
So Miranda is the capital of Loum. How are there still Federation supporters on Loum?
Clearly they got...
Because Loum is like right next door, right? How are these people still fucking here?
Oh, hey!
Well, we knew she was heading off to be a doctor, so this makes sense.
応急処置をします。そこのソファーに寝かせて。
アルテイシアさんですね。
いえ、違います。
私、こういうものです。
Hey, it's the guy!
The guy who smuggled her off.
ばかりお時間をいただけませんか。
I didn't think we were going to see him ever again.
Who knew he got promoted?
変わった方ね。初めてです。諜報部員に ID カードを見せられたのは。
お久しぶりです、アルテイシア様。あなたとキャスバル様がムンゾを脱出したとき。
That's probably Char didn't kill him.
と言っても、ラルシの指示で私は通関の処理に当たって。
That's why Char didn't kill everybody that knows who he is.
I mean, it's been like, what, 20 years now?
私は今ここに長くはいられないんです。
よくわかります。こんな時ですからね。ですが、こんな時でなければあなたに会うことはできなかった。諜報部員といってもキシリア機関を出し抜くことは容易ではない。
My god, he's changed from being the bumbling airport security, jeez.
彼が何だと言うんです。
彼は学生扇動の罪で士官学校を退学になりました。しかしその後、赤いモビル
Why are you bringing this up to her?
Because he wants to go ahead and see if he can connect it to casval. That's what he's actually here for.
Doesn't make sense, Griff.
Or maybe he's just letting her know.
それともう一つ、キャスバルレム大君は生きています。
You're in the intelligence group that He works under Casilia. It doesn't make any sense why he would have this information, or
He's always been on Ramble Raw's side, so I guess these are just the people who are like double agents within the system.
he's the fucking idiot of the group. If he knows, everyone should know.
Maybe he got better over time. It always losing everybody.
Oh, come on.
As she's getting the most important information he's had on her brother in her life. Oh, right, your other father figure also dead.
Yeah, why T-Blow? T-Blow didn't have to die. He could have just faded away.
I mean, it was a heart attack, they said, so that, yeah, no, about as close to not dying from assassination as possible.
No, I'm talking about fading away into just obscurity. Just don't get mentioned again.
I love the small platform monorail.
Red Comet. Although, honestly, I don't know why you would choose to do a Zaku when you have a higher spec MS3 and MS04 to play around with.
It's gotta be his own custom model.
I'm not talking about Red Comet, they're talking about them. And for some reason, we've added a helmet.
They're literally just trying to keep you alive, man.
Man, that dude's beard grew out quick.
Everybody's getting double promoted all the time around here.
I mean, you'd think that, just about as much as one woman surviving without a drop of blood on her and a terrorist explosion. But hey.
Also, like, theoretically, like, flight suits today are more than just, like, looking good, right?
Well, we have no idea what the technology going on inside of the Zaku is, so it could be all have been made up for. You don't need the pressurization squeezing your body in like that kind of way.
I was about to laugh if he, like, literally was just stuck there, just like, well, can't go anywhere, 0G.
I would be concerned if all of the pro-Zeon people were leaving at once.
I think they really understand what's going on. They're referencing that.
I keep getting thrown by the fact that they call the entire grouping of Banshee by one name. No, by one name, and then they refer to the individual bits from others.
あれはたった一人の息子ですから。
Oh no.
お気持ちお察しし
Gotta
ます。
close loose ends.
誠に心苦しい。こんな時にこんな
Again, I said it earlier. He's not killing everybody that knows who he is.
ないで、アズナブルさん。私は
He's just never meeting them again.
ここで私たちのためにしてくださったこと全部に。
何よりのお言葉です。私たちも幸せでした。またお会いできると信じています。
I don't know, man. Not a lot of people talk about Char's dad.
I don't know, this low tension music is telling me that they're not making it.
Also, doesn't make a lot of sense to move to Zeon. They're not likely to drop their own colonies on people.
お兄さん。
シャーズナブルという男をご存知ですね。シャーズナブルという男をご存知ですね。キャスバルレム大君は生きています。
I just don't get it. Narratively, I don't get it.
お兄さん、あなたはあの人に何をしたの？
Where the hell was Lucifer's marker at?
I don't think Lucifer got a gravestone.
No, we had a marker.
They got weather, maybe it just fell down at some point. This is a nice image, though.
Yep. Griff loves the glorification of war.
I mean, just the synchronized space launches here.
Of
It's
warships,
cool.
yes.
Giant robots and
Oh,
spaceships.
this
are
is the
cool.
date of the first episode's battle.
Oh yeah, here we go. We come full circle.
そのまま地球を挟んだ反対側のルームエリアへと進発した。ジオン総軍をはるかに圧するその戦力で連邦は一気に勝敗を決するつもりであった。
Trying to remember if he was in one of the ships that we see Char destroy.
Well, might get another shot of it.
Of course, the capital ship is named after him.
戦局のすべてを決するものになる。いな、決しなければならない。心せよ諸君。連邦宇宙軍はブリティッシュ作戦で受けた痛手の報復の意志に燃えているだろう。その戦意を侮ってはならない。皇后陛下のもと、全軍一体となり、皇国の荒廃をかけて戦ってのみ、勝利は可能となる。では、作戦説明だ。艦隊総司令、ドズルザビ中将。忘れるな。負ければ我々は皆戦犯だ。
The only way to escape our crimes is to kill war.
I mean, they've got the same point of view as San Mongolia, right? From 86.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We don't win this war. We're all war criminals. You gotta admit, though, it's a refreshing bit of self-acknowledgement, though, that they do recognize themselves for what they are.
これだけでほぼ我が全艦隊に匹敵する。さらにレビルの本体が来る。これはおそらくティアンム艦隊の3倍、大勢力だ。4倍の敵か。そう、4倍だ。兵力差は今さらいかんともしが。
Who's the weird guy wearing the cravat?
That's what I want to know. He stands out so much.
我が軍は全力をもってティアンム艦隊を叩く。で、レビルの本体はどうするおつもりか。それよ、レビルの本体にはアッバーワクを発した特別強襲大隊を当てる。特別強襲大隊。はて、それはどういう？少々が不安内なのは知っているが、
It's a total of 5 mobile suits.
No, you said 2 battalions. Hey, Griff.
Yeah.
CZ on.
No! Oh, that traffic is terrible, really.
The easiest image to put in loop. Oh, maybe we get him on again. The old bartender. Oh, she hasn't aged a day.
Perpetually 30-something, right?
せっかくですが、じきに輸送船団が出ちまうんですよ。
天下分け目の合戦に遅刻するやつは非国民なんだそうで。
ああ、そうかい。じゃあ行け。ザク乗りになりゃまたご一緒できるかと思って志願したんですが、態度のも人が悪い。先に降りちまうなんて。コズングラハム軍曹、これよりルーム戦線に。
Hey, Graham is back.
Yeah.
Changed his hair color, but he's back.
行くがいいさ。だがな、ザビ家の奴らは人殺しだ。あんな奴らの。
You knew that before you worked with them.
血の一滴も流してやる必要はないぞ。
He's had so much random stuff happen to him. Hey, it's our intelligence boy.
誰？この店はもうしまいよ。
Yeah, if you ever want something amazingly good or horrifically bad to happen to you, close a bar.
情報部にいるって聞いているけど。
逃げてください。キシリア機関の者が来ます。あなたとタイを公明罪で逮捕するそうです。
Oh, they're already here.
Again, how do they not know you, Tachi, are here or anywhere? You're the idiot of the group.
ブリティッシュ作戦における命令不服従の罪で逮捕状が出ています。かくまっていたのならあなたも。
タイはもう2階級降格という処分を受けています。それに従わなかったのはドズル中将の命令に対してです。シリアにではありません。どうしても逮捕するというのなら、あなたたちのような三下ではなく、キシリア自身が逮捕状を持ってこの店に来なさいと、クラウレハモンがそう言っていたと伝えなさい。
Oh, come on, don't get killed, please. At least in this show, I believe anybody could get killed.
Immediately destroying their little tough guy disguise. I love it. And going straight to the piano, yeah.
I don't want to draw this X, Griff. I don't want to draw this X.
I don't think you will. Unless Cassioli just walks in, it's like immediately like, okay, bang, shoots her.
Cassilia doesn't have to. All these assholes have to do is throw grenades down the hallway. Does make me think of Lackadaisy, though.
Just a little bit. But the singer's real good, and she's also like going like between two languages without like missing a beat. It's really nice.
Yeah. I like One OK Rock for that. I mean, she's also, the song's kind of meta.
Oh, absolutely.
could be the theme song to the next James Bond movie, I feel like.
Mobile Suit Gundam James Bond
Trust
would
me.
actually be kind of funny.
Doo-doo and Butter? Doo-doo Butler? Doo-doo Butler, that's the name of the
Dodo
drink.
and Butler.
Doo-doo Butler, is what I'm saying. And believe me, I don't want to interrupt the song any more than you guys want to hear it, but I do recognize that copyright forces me to periodically say something.
I just like our intelligence agent is pouring himself a drink like, yeah, no, I'm here for this.
I mean, she's the one who kind of got him into this. Just pour it out? Nope, okay.
Nope, just going for it.
I was gonna pour one out for the dead or something. Everyone who hasn't survived up to episode 5 of The Origin. Don't do it, guys. Don't throw a grenade down the stairs or something. Oh, thank God they're not here.
There we go. That has to be the ending song to one of the most interesting characters we got on the show, right? Or at least the most fascinating.
I said I didn't want her to die, so I don't want them to storm this place to just kill them all.
What do you think the Nazis are gonna do then?
Lose World War II? But then somehow pervade our society?
Gosh darn, Operation Paperclip.
Now you killed my mother. Get out of here. There's always somebody walking into our room with medicine.
Oh, his mouth is back.
It was just very pursed before, Griff, that's all.
Mm-hmm. He came back to finish the job.
Because they're Zeon supporters. So it's very much there's bad people on all sides, sort of thing. Because these are Federation guys. It's just surprising how deep in they are.
Man.
Because remember, this is right next door. These are pro-Federation people right next door. Because remember, Max and them came here so that it could be under the eye of the Zeons.
Oh, that look. Oh. There we go. Show us what you got. Sorry, your pet's going to the barricade.
Yeah, dude had a heart attack. Don't freak him out.
His body will go to the barricade. I did not think we would have our princess character go in this direction. Like, hell yeah, actually.
Fuck that guy.
Hell yeah.
Well, remember their time back in Spain. They got, like, fucking trained and shit. Well, maybe not so much, but still.
Oh, I actually feel bad for that guy.
Why? He's about to throw a grenade.
Yeah, now he fell on top of it.
He didn't. He actually...
That's the most embarrassing way to go.
He didn't fall on top of it. He threw it still.
Oh, no. Well, at least he went out doing a cool-ass trick.
These people getting what they deserve.
On one hand, horrors of war, and she's experiencing it. On the other hand, these guys are the goofiest people on the earth. Or off Earth. Where'd he get that?
Max is rich, remember?
Damn, bro. Actually, that was a good move on his part.
皆さんは2階の奥へ。大丈夫ですから。
Everything at the worst time for her.
Again, he had a heart attack. What do you expect? This is a bit much for him.
Oh yeah. Positively. Yeah, exactly what I thought.
Another one I didn't want to draw an X over. I would have been just as happy leaving him on the board.
Everyone who has been kind to them and helped them out, just dying. She had like a decade with him, I think, right?
Well, you remember the first time we ever saw him, he was going about how nice it was to have a family and how he could actually think about being a father.
Yeah. Like,
the only time we ever saw him, the only time we
family.
ever saw him get angry was with Jimbo. Jimbo called in Anaheim because it put everything at risk.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was putting the kids in danger via his actions of being selfish. Oh no.
Yeah, who is this deep into Zeon territory? Oh, Char, you said.
Yeah.
Still didn't make sense either.
Oh, no, it didn't make it.
To be fair, she's not. She's next door. Sound clip? Is that what you want, Griff?
Yeah.
Char saying Texas?
Texas, huh?
Honestly, did not expect that we would get that from Gundam anytime. Char Aznable saying Texas, huh?
It's everything we deserve.
You gotta have amazing eyesight to pick that up.
It's that new type.
You think Sayla's a new type?
Absolutely. We got our Force twins going on here. Just dropping in to see you're alive. All right, bye.
If only Char had some sort of Haru-powered telescope, am I right? I guess the justification is all those pro-Federation people all over the place. Because he still needs justification for why he attacked his side alone.
サイト5の各番地に多数の被害。ベイエリアの機能があらかた失われた模様です。
どういうことだ。ジオンは艦隊
Oh, what, so you can't dock there and get supplies or something?
守備を割くべきでは。
作戦参謀。
ルームへ向かうのであれば、現在近いのは我々第二艦隊です。しかし、ジオンの艦隊へ最も近いのも我々です。
今反転すれば、ドズル艦隊に背後を突かれる。
Can't go see what's going on over there and stop Char. Too bad.
レベルが入手した情報に基づいて作戦行動に入ったのだ。
Well, I mean, if it's to be believed, this is the biggest space battle of the war.
The fleet battle to end all fleet battles right here.
救援の要請が出ています。
はて、話が違うな。
ベイエリアで大きな被害が出ている模様です。
ニュースでも流れていますね。
ティアンム艦隊の一部を引き返させては。
そうはいくまい。彼の正面にはジオンのほぼ全軍がいる。
Procedures during general evacuation. Did you see that?
Yeah. Always get away quickly.
それから市民の救援のために補給艦と揚陸艦を相当す。はい。ブリッジへは第一第三連合艦隊。
Is this the right thing to do? Yes. Is this the smart thing to do? No.
Right. I guess we're seeing what kind of person he actually is. We're finally getting that personality.
Yeah, he'd rather lose the war in order to save people. Hell, some floor tile right there.
電波風刺を継続し、ルーム方面へ進出しています。我らが祖国、ジオン公国に全員敬礼。
One more for the road.
Thank God that's how we salute here in Zeon. Otherwise, things might be a bit too on the nose.
私は間違っていました。地上じゃなくて宇宙軍配属を希望するべきでした。
新たな動きがあります。レビル艦隊が二手に分かれました。
Oh, we get to see them watch their brother and son die in real time here.
Oh, I was like, brother and son? Who the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about Deikun as father.
Yeah,
it's like,
Deikun and Garmin, because they're two different relationships. I struggled on that one for a second.
Well, it served only to confuse the shit out of me for a moment.
Are getting rotated. That is all.
いよいよ本当の戦いだ。新しい戦争の幕開けなのだ。お前たちはその主役になる。連邦に勝つんだ。いいか、勝つんだぞ。勝てば全てが手に入る。チーム、栄誉、そして金も。これからもう一つ。
That's the opening line to Tower of God, by the way.
Taking your personal grudge to these guys who have no idea.
But literally don't shoot at him because he's on our side.
Tianmu 艦隊は間もなく敵を射程に捉えます。
このまま彼らに接触してもらおう。ミノフスキー粒子はどうかね。
すでにレーダーとデータリンクに。
Like we said last episode.
偵察機は。
はい。通常の紹介とは別にローテを組みました。
Yeah, fighter jets.
Yeah, because you'd think they'd be able to get in and out of firing range. Real easy.
ブリッジに上がろう。情報は逐次回すように。はい。
Gundam stands opposed to Fallout.
敵の編成は戦艦軍3、巡洋艦軍8、艦隊防衛軍4、戦闘機は16飛行隊224機。シャアは今この時にも敵の艦隊に向かっているというのに。
That's right, you're a footnote in Char's story, Garma.
世の中には死して当然のものと、それが許されぬものがある。精進して時が至るのに備えろ。
お言葉ですが父上、兵士たちの犠牲について私には到底そんな。
ミノフスキー粒子さらに散布されている模様。
No time for introspection, death is on the way.
画像状態が悪くなっていきます。
Oh, it even fucks up with the cameras. I kind of thought that we would have like hardened technology for that so we could at least see.
全艦攻撃用意。全艦攻撃用意。内から用意。発射艦1番から3番。システム。
Oh, this is Star Wars level of firing shit.
Yeah, we actually get to see like the people manning the cannons and making the whole thing work. This is nice.
攻撃。始め。
Oh, hello, Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
敵の方が長いんじゃ。
そうですが問題はありません。火力では連邦に劣りますが、我が軍の無細級は船体断面の小ささのために被弾軽視が良好であり。
Explaining why the ships look so weird. I love it.
Yeah. Ah, that evasive action at play.
一隻被弾しました。直撃のようです。
どの船？ドズル兄さんのワルキューレ。
He's gonna spend the whole battle like that.
当たったじゃないか。何が運動性能だ。何が被弾軽視だ。もう味方が一隻やられちゃったじゃないか。
あるな。落ち着かんか。見苦しいぞ。
Yeah, what's your name? Thorfinn? Get out of here with that shit.
It's fun just seeing Garma's like natural personality just shine through immediately. Like, oh my god, those people are dead, and everyone else in the room just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, because the battleships can take less hits than the mobile suits can. Rhineland? Bit on the nose again, are we, guys?
It's going down.
Oh, we already know that he goes into retreat. I mean, they did kill half the world's population.
Yeah, that's fair justification to be angry at this point, right?
Well, I mean, it certainly explains all the people on the colonies that are forming up into groups and beating the shit out of Zeons.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not in any danger. I'm back at home.
He's got the gamer lounge.
Well, his dad told him you need to learn to manipulate people. So that's all he's been doing.
攻撃隊の責任者は私だぞ。ゴレン少尉。私は先行する。デニム、タイを率いて後を追ってこい。できるな。了解であります。
Yep, see, here's Denim. In the fight that I thought he was located in.
よし、 公安庁はクリアランスを確認。
That guy.
発艦手順始め。
He shows up later, I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is as late as we've been, Griff. So.
I mean, in the original series, I swear that face looks familiar. I know.
This is as late as we've been, Griff, is all I can say. This is where episode 1 was at the latest, and where we currently are now. A time loop that we created in the comments, or the Theta's Thought section, has come back around again. Now, are we going to lose any of our big 3 guys? By big 3, I mean pilots.
Oh, yeah.
Ortega.
The pilot team last into the main series.
Ortega, Gaia, and other guy. Can't remember his name.
It's the boy.
Well, we know exactly what he gets up to up until his last shot. Because that's where the first episode ended, and we went flashback.
Oh, that's good.
Well, he's in the red mobile suit, Griff. Of course he has to redline it. Classic Zex Marquise.
Absolutely.
Your eyeballs are literally shaking out of their head.
And he's gotta go faster. Barely see it.
But if his suit's giving off Minovsky particles, how can he lock onto shit?
Yeah, who's gonna keep up with this?
I would just make one of these that was just a fucking bulldozer on the front. Just run through everything.
Oh, the ego. I just love it. It's as huge as possible. Oh, and then he blacked out.
That's what I would have thought, right?
If we didn't already know.
Well, I mean, yeah, it has to be fading to white for the course of history. Here, and then we go back to the thing that already happened. Otherwise, it's literally Zex Marquise the first time he takes out Tall Geese, right?
Gosh, what an anticlimax that would be, though. All this build-up, like, literally, like, 5-6 hours.
Was all in his head.
And it's like, sir, there's a weird red mobile suit that flew in and, well, it's now going off course. What do you do about it?
What a slap in the face it would be for the start of next episode. For him to... The start of next episode, he wakes up from passing out and says, "Oh, I had a weird dream where I had a family in Texas." It is all of it. All the last 5 episodes was not true.
I was challenging God. What got into my head?
No, just he makes one comment after waking up that everything that happened in the last 5 episodes was not true. Just a weird dream that Char had.
We pull back from Char and reveal the snow globe he's inside, you know.
No, he goes back. He wakes up, says, "Oh, I had a weird dream. I had a family in Texas," and then he goes back to the ship, and he's got a family there, a loving family, and everything's just fine. And it's like, what?
Gosh. So we went from, like, the absolute horror of, like, this colony drop, they built it up perfectly, to, and now here's Char being as cool as possible.
Oh, God. It didn't go the way we thought. We thought this was going to be Amuro heavy, and we got a little bit of Amuro, but mostly to how Kai hates him, I guess? I don't know.
They're just being teenagers at each other, really, right?
And yeah, I guess we're not getting those two from the opening anymore. They seem to have been dead before the colony hit the ground.
Yeah, oops.
I mean, they did a pretty effective way of humanizing the people on the colony. Well, they didn't have to humanize them; they were fine to begin with. But they did a very good job of giving perspective of what those people had to have gone through before their home was dropped on somebody else's home.
Space is already terrifying, and it's even worse when you know there's someone out there who could cause space to happen to you.
I mean, we did get into this with you questioning, is it really the worst? And literally within minutes, it's, well, half the population of the planet's dead. Some of them in the explosions, a lot from starvation.
Yeah, like when we think crimes against humanity, it's like I could name like a bunch of like genocides off my head here, but like this obviously beats all of them like combined instantaneously, right? You don't get more than destroying half of the civilian population of the human species and go, it was just a little mistake.
Oh no, you're wrong there, Griff.
Oh,
I don't mean you don't get worse. You said half the civilian population of human species, not the species. They didn't kill half of all humans. They killed half the human population of Earth. Now, we've seen there are tons of sides, or tons of Banshee in all those sides. We don't know the human population. They killed less than half the population of humanity. They killed half the human population of Earth, which we don't even know if most humans live on Earth at the moment.
I'm going to assume they probably still do. I mean, it didn't look any different. They didn't say anything. But, America's gone, just like straight up.
Well, I mean, a lot of the debris fell on America.
Yeah.
My point being is that we didn't see any classically overpopulated areas.
Yeah.
To know that if those areas are still overpopulated, or if, like, you know, the population curve, it's currently going back down again. That population curve has been solved by then also human population leaving for the sides. It could be that we've balanced it off and that there's an equal amount of humans living on the sides as there is on Earth. In which case, we've killed off 25% of the human race, which is still a really big number.
An unconscionable amount. Like, it's impossible to imagine.
Well, I mean, I think
correctly,
that's
right?
probably the exact word to use, an unconscionable amount, because Dozel could not think about it, and he had to think, oh, that's my kid. I've killed a lot of my kids. Right? That he had to wrap it around into
he brought
terms.
back, like, to the basic human perspective possible, right?
That's the only way he could think about it. That's my daughter. I've killed a lot of hers. Oh no! You know? Well, you kill too many people, and it becomes a matter of a statistic, you know? That famous quote.
There we go. So. Okay, there's nothing more.
Yeah, no, the moment you see the little translation thing on the bottom at the very end, that means we're not going into something else. I've learned that after 4 episodes, and it's going to become useless information after 1 more.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess the fun question is going to be, what's Ramble going to get up to?
Well, they didn't kill him, which I'm glad for.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Well, yeah, no, I kind of expected...
the bar yet.
I expected when those guys had to leave in, like, disgrace, the next step was, well, I brought an explosive. You know, that scene from Inglourious Bastards, right? Where we have the standoff between the German in the basement and the guys on the top. And the guys on top want to collect the survivors, their ally. And the guy on the bottom doesn't want to die. It's like, well, you guys could just throw explosives down here and kill me. Oh, I could kill your friend, you know, the standoff. And what they do, they eventually just throw grenades down and kill him. After they collect their friend. But the idea is these guys are clearly at the end of a basement, or not the basement, the end of a stairwell that leads down. All they have to do is walk out the door, throw explosives behind them. Somebody might get killed in the shrapnel. Tachi would have been dead. He's sitting next to the door.
I guess they're planning to be slightly more subtle about it. Or maybe they want to do the arrest, who knows.
Well, they're on...
Do the whole show.
They're on, basically, Zeon HQ, right? So, you figure what Giran said, right? We're not gonna... First thing well, no, he said Loum, which is like the whole fucking area. Well, that's next door, too.
Yeah.
I guess the thing that caught my attention was how much pro-Federation forces there are literally next door. You'd figure it'd be the first thing that they'd handle. especially after Garen says we have to clear this up, and his dad's like, how much blood do you want?
Yeah, are you not satisfied? So I'm just like thinking about like how the war is right now and like where it's gonna go once we like get Amuro and like his stuff happening here. So the Federation isn't perfect because obviously we talked about like colonialism, systemic oppression, junk like that. There's reason for the colonies to want to be independent. We agreed on that.
Well, we saw that. It was justified.
Yeah, the Principality of Zeon, already pretty terrible and already committing genocide on untold levels. Objectively the worst, right? No one's really that good here. There's real good justification for the Federation now to finish this off because, oh my gosh. But like, if I were here, I would still be going, you know what? Now is a good time for a third revolution.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't. There wouldn't be any. You wouldn't have
All
enough.
you need to do is get like 5 mobile suits, and apparently you're good.
It wouldn't work anymore. You're outside of that niche.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in 0074 to 76 that would have worked. But now there's an army of mobile suits on either, well, not on either side. They're still using jet fighters in the Federation. The Zeon side's full of mobile suits. You wouldn't be able to use like a small amount of you wouldn't be able to Gundam 00 your way into Revolution.
Yeah, it would be a hard sell, but like would be probably the best move.
Well, I mean, also the fact that the people that would side with you are either already, well, not even either. They're already galvanized. You're not going to get anybody on the side of Revolution that's not already, sorry, I'm already fighting from Revolution in my Zeon uniform, or I'm already fighting against those terrorists of the Zeons. They killed all my entire family on Earth. Everyone's already galvanized. It's going to be hard to, in the midst of this, become a new Zeon. Because Zeon himself was the revolutionary.
Gosh, going super niche. We're the Zeon for people from Zeon.
Well, I mean, it's more so that if you're already believing in the revolution, you believe in the original Zeon Doom Zekun's teachings, which the Zeons or the Zabis have already, they've already taken that up. So you're already trying to convince the Zeons to side with your revolution, and they're going to say, but you're already in our revolution.
Yeah. But it's getting fun, it's getting complicated, and I really love like every like great shot in this. Like the entire scene of like Char pushing it to the limit is like wonderful, right?
Well, I mean, I think this could have been over before the origin ended. If the Zeons had followed the colony in and guided it, to where they wanted it to go instead of just like gravity sweeping it in and letting it fall.
Missing.
Yeah, if it had hit the Earth, the Federation HQ, I think the war would have been over. Because you saw all those ships you saw joining the Armada in space launched from the HQ.
They could do it again.
Well, I'm saying that this could have been over with one colony drop.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, crime against humanity. Yeah. I mean, more so them killing all those people on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know. I think as Americans, we cannot state. I don't know. The act
you can state a war crime as much as you need to.
No, I'm just thinking about the act of the reason we dropped the nuclear bombs on Japan, right, was because the loss of life crawling from island to island in the South Pacific would have been more than killing all of those people all at once. Plus, it was meant to demoralize the people of Japan that they could win this war without, getting serious harm inflicted upon the Japanese mainland. So that could be considered heavily a war crime due to how many civilians were killed in the dropping of those. But at the same time, it was a necessary evil with which to end the war. So I could on one hand, see where the colony dropped is a logical progression, not only in the show, but as a, hey, let's learn from history. What ended the war early in World War II? This thing. But at the same time, all those dead people inside the colony does not behoove that. It's like you could have tried to forcibly evacuate those people into a nearby Banshee. No, we just killed them all. We just fucking killed them all inside it and dropped the casket of a couple million people onto Earth as a weapon.
Right. Ultimately, sorry, I lost my voice there for a second. Ultimately, it's all just post-justification to, like, rationalize doing a terrible thing. Rather than an actual... Well, it wasn't really a good plan to begin with, honestly. It took them 5 days to get there. If it was going to hit their target, they could have just left.
Well, no, I mean, they didn't guide it in at all. I said they should have. If they guided it in, at least they had the possibility. I don't know if they had any ability to maneuver it. It looked like they put engines on it. They shot it into an orbit around the moon that would have... Not an orbit, they slingshotted it around the moon in order to get it towards Earth, but it didn't look like they had any ability to target anything. It's kind of like they shot it at it. I hope it would have been a
really hard calculation to do that far out in the first place, that's for sure.
I mean, I guess they have a ton of a fleet. I don't know if you have any ability to push all of your ships against one side of something as big as a Banshee and hope that your massive fleet of ships has enough force of propellant.
There's no way, honestly. Given the scale that we've given of them and the amount of momentum they put into it, even if it breaks into pieces, the thing is still heading towards Earth and will do damage. The damage is already done at some point. You just gotta watch it happen.
I think we're talking different sides. I wasn't talking about the Federation who just shot at it.
Like more specifically trying to guide it in? Yeah, I guess that's what their rockets were for. Then they just did it badly.
Yeah, no, I was following my Zeon. If they had just tried to aim the thing instead of firing it at the Earth and hoping they hit... Because they said, oh, we're going to hit the Earth Federation HQ, as if it was a thing that was going to happen. Because they didn't, no point, talked about the thing breaking up in an impact or anything.
Right, no idea of the consequences of it. It's like, we're just going to hit them and we're going to win, right?
Yeah, because at that point, it is just unmitigated evil. You know, we're going to kill millions of people in the weapon, because we can't get them out of the weapon. They've gone to their evacuation zones. So we're going to kill them, and then we're going to use the weapon. How are we going to use the weapon? I don't know. We're just going to blindly aim the gun and hope somebody's standing in front of us.
Yup, I'm going to go ahead and swing my arms and move forward, and whatever happens, happens. So, war crimes. I think that's probably we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today then. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?